welcome to this week's edition of the Junior Footy and Netball Show. And yes, it's out of uniform day. I apologise, I haven't got my outfit this week, but I'm here with a couple of absolute legends, and I'm speaking of Ruby Couch. Rubes, how are you, buddy?
Yeah, great. Thanks, yourself.
Mate, fantastic. And you've had a couple of weeks off now. Just good just to relax and I suppose and just get the body right and everything rearing to go for cricket season.
Yeah, pretty much. Finished up on the weekend. We ended up losing, which was disappointing in the Div 2, but yeah, straight into cricket pretty much this weekend with a few practice matches.
Now, listen, shout out to Kate Lindsay too, who coaches the Koroit girls. She was telling me today, she said, I'm hunting that little Ruby Couch down. She tipped against us last week. So she's an avid watcher, and great victory too by Koroit last week over Cobden. It was a really good game, they tell me.
Yeah, definitely. I think if someone's going to beat Koroit, it's only really going to happen once. So if that time comes, we'll end up being in the grand final. But yeah.
Look out. I should be hunting you down again after that. Hey, Reggie Mast, we say very good afternoon to you, mate. You're back, of course. You're on school camp last week, big fella. Where'd you go to?
Melbourne.
How was it, mate?
It wasn't too bad. Bit of time to get away to ourselves, I guess. So, yeah.
And what did you get up to, mate, in Melbourne? What the old ice skating rink used to be the go-to? Do they still do all that kind of stuff?
We did some escape rooms, which are pretty interesting. And, yeah, just a lot of walking around, catching dreams.
And we have to ask, mate, you've come back down to earth after that big grab that's gone viral over the last couple of weeks, mate, in that elimination final against Portland. That was a fair old grab. One of your best, you reckon, Reg?
Yeah, it's probably one of my best. Hurt a bit.
And I was going to say, you did hurt yourself on the way down. Saw ribs, they tell me, for a couple of days.
Yeah, no, it did hurt a bit, but I recovered pretty quickly, which was good.
Yeah, good. And what about, now just tell me about the boys in the grandstand, because right throughout our call all afternoon, their mates, obviously, it was like you were like a cold hero there on elimination final day, mate.
Yeah, I had a few mates cheering for me, and then the Portland people picked up on who I was, so it went a bit of cheer and jeer both ways. So, but no, it was a good atmosphere.
I love it, mate. Well, I'll tell you what, it's preliminary final weekend this weekend at the Gardens Oval, Port Fairy. So back at the scene of the crime where Reggie got altitude poisoning. It was a magnificent grab. So this weekend is going to be absolutely sensational. We've got some really exciting netball games. In the 17 under netball, Cobden taking on Camperdown. That is going to be an absolute beauty. In 13 under netball, South Warrnambool taking on the North Warrnambool Eagles. Tell us about the Roosters in 13 under, Rubes.
Yeah, they're a very strong team. They have some standout players. Sophie Smith, she's been in the under 12 Vic team, I think, for netball as well as basketball, and yeah, they've got a lot of height and a lot of talent. Yeah,
absolutely. So it's going to be an absolute ripper. And then under 18.5 footy, Reg, it's Koroit taking on the North Warrnambool Eagles. No love lost between these two teams. Of course, Hamilton defeated Koroit last week. North Warrnambool Eagles defeated the South Warrnambool Roosters. It's going to be a beauty as well.
Yeah, it definitely will be a good game. North and Koroit are a very good side, so yeah, it'll be a good hit out.
Right, let's go to our Zoom chats this afternoon. We've got Alice Sadler from the Camperdown Magpies in the under-17 netball. And of course, as I just mentioned, they take on Cobden in the prelim final. Ella, thanks for your time tonight, and we really appreciate you jumping online. How are you going?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Now listen, tell us about the Camperdown Magpies in season 2022 and your path to the preliminary final, Ella.
Yeah, we've had a pretty good season this year. Well, a lot of us in our under-17s have been playing senior games, which has been really good. So, yeah, we've had a pretty good season. So,
how have you gone playing in the 17s and I think in the Open as well?
Yeah, it's been really good being able to play both teams. Gained a lot of experience, and having both Leah Sinnott and Katie Fitzgerald as our coaches, I've learned a lot from them this year. So, yeah, I really enjoyed it.
What side's been your toughest match in the finals so far?
Definitely Cobden in the first round. Yeah, it was a very close game, and unfortunately we couldn't come away with the win, but we're hoping that we can put up a bit of a fight this weekend, and yeah.
What do you think the pre-game talk will be like this weekend? Obviously you're coming into this final as the underdogs, as Cobden bet you last week, or 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I reckon Katie will have some words of wisdom for us. Yeah, we'll be trying to pump ourselves up so we can, yeah, definitely come away with the win.
And sometimes, Ella, when you've got to do it the hard way, coming from a lower ladder position and you lose that first final, you've got to win every game moving forward. So, and in finals, that's what you want to I suppose, have some momentum.
Yeah, definitely. I think playing every week is going to be yeah, it's going to help us a lot, and especially having the 2 wins. Well, we lost the first round, obviously, but yeah, having that win last week probably was a big confidence booster for us. So yeah.
Going into this week, you're going to change any strategies or just stick to what you know?
I think we'll probably stick to what we know. That's worked for us. So yeah.
What positions do you play in the 17s and then in the Open as well?
So in the 17s, I've been playing wing defence, and I've just started playing a bit of the centre. And then in the Open, I played wing defence, I think, the whole season. So yeah.
Ella, tell us about the difference. You know, like the step up from under 17 up to that Open grade. It's such a high standard in the Hampden Football Netball League. There's some wonderful players running around. Tell us what it's like as a young kid to get the opportunity.
Yeah, well, when I got the call up to come play my first game, I was very nervous. So yeah, it was a lot different, but the girls were really, really supportive, and yeah, it's been a lot of fun. So yeah, I've really enjoyed it.
And some really wonderful people, you know, like, and I'm speaking of Tracy Baker and Leah Sinnott and the crew go on up there at Camp now, just some really good mentors, no doubt, too, Ella, that have had a fair bit to do with your career over the journey thus far.
Yeah, definitely. I've learned a lot from all of those. So yeah, and especially the Open girls as well have been really supportive on the court, and yeah, it's been really good.
What about your opponents on the weekend, Ella? Tell us about some of the players to watch from Cobden, because they're a very talented outfit, aren't they?
Yeah, definitely. Especially like Lara Taylor and Grace and Lara Taylor, Jess Boucher, Emily Darcy. They're all like great players, and so it's going to be a real tough match. So yeah, but hopefully we can put it up to them and come away with the win.
Who would you say is your biggest influence at the club?
Probably Leah Sinnott definitely is, and Katie and Chloe this year, my coaches. They've had a big impact on my netball. So yeah, but mostly, Leah this year definitely. So yeah.
And you both got both clubs, Cobden and Camden, got a fair old trek across to Port Fairy for the prelim final. So I think your game kicks off at 10 o'clock. So it's going to be an early old start, Ella.
Yeah, but we'll be ready for it.
Good on you. Well, I tell you what, mate, we wish you all the best of luck. Been some great crowds at the netball thus far, Rubes, hasn't there? Like, you know, just each and every week it seems to be building, doesn't there? There's been some great games in Open as well. Yeah,
it's great to see. Great atmosphere. I was at the Open last week, and yeah, there was definitely a roar in the crowds.
And that was a 1-goal result too in the second semi between South Warrnambool and Cobden, wasn't it? It was a good game.
Yeah, look, I think we're potentially looking at the 2 grand finalists, but we'll see about that. But yeah, no, it was definitely a tough competition, and yeah.
Good stuff. Well, Ella, we wish you all the best of luck come Saturday, mate, in the prelim final, and fingers crossed you can get the job done and win your way through to a grand final.
Yep, thank you very much.
Good stuff. Ella Sadler, she's a beauty and very good player.
Yeah, she's a good player. She's very versatile, and yeah, she's playing in the Open, which goes to show her ability.
Righto. Well, I'll tell you what, let's move along now and talk a little bit of footy in the under 18.5 competition, the Powercor under 18.5s, and we must thank Powercor, McDonald, Sungold, our sponsors, and of course Southwest TAFE for our junior support. It is absolutely imperative and magnificent to see, that is for sure. And it's going to be a ripping game between Koroit and the North Warrnambool Eagles. And Reggie, one of those kids that's going to play a pivotal part. He's tasted some senior footy this year. He's an absolute beauty. He's Jamie Lord. And Lordo, how are you, buddy?
Sweet, Ruby, Reg, how you going?
Mate, going fantastic, and we have to apologise. We had a little bit of confusion last week on the Zoom call, mate. So you were sitting there, but unfortunately we didn't realise you were sitting there, buddy. But hey, great to have you this week, mate. And tell us about the build-up for the Saints. Of course, you got rolled on the weekend by the Hamilton Kangaroos. What's the week been on the track thus far, mate?
Obviously, tough game against Hamilton last week. It was a real good game, but just fell short in the end. They probably just bet us in the midfield, and then they took some strong marks up forward. And then, it's during the week, I suppose. We had a real sharp night last night. It was probably one of our best nights of the year. So, we got our recovery in Sunday and Monday, and then, last night was pretty sharp on the track. So, we're firing and ready to go.
What was Fozz's message after the game when you took that loss to Hamilton?
Definitely just stay together as a group. It's not the end for us. We worked hard for that second chance, so we've got to make the most of it now against North Warrnambool this week. So just be real positive coming into the game, I suppose, is the key aspect, I guess.
How did you find going up into the senior sides and just the next level?
It was good. It was a real good adjustment. I was happy enough with how I went. But yeah, the bodies were a real probably difference, I'd say. And the boys moves a lot quicker, so you got to be sort of trying to predict what's going to happen next and sort of work towards that. So yeah, it's good to really probably play up with the seniors and then come back down and then sort of try and use what I've learned from that into the 18s. So yeah, it's been good that way.
What's been your favourite football side you played in this year, like with the Emmanuel seniors and the 18s and Rebels, stuff like that?
Oh, gee, no, I don't know. I've had a bloody real good year as far as playing diverse amount of teams and that. So I don't know. It's been pretty good playing school footy with you, and I suppose Rebels has been good as well. And then yeah, senior footy and I don't know. I can't really split it, to be honest. They're all pretty good and something that I definitely am happy of.
It's great, isn't it? Because you kids, coming through at your age have missed so much the last couple of years, isn't it, Lloydie? Like to actually get finals and to be able to play school footy and go down to Melbourne and play some of these games. And, Rube's exactly the same with the girls' footy and, the cricket and all that kind of stuff. It's wonderful to see, mate, isn't it?
Yeah, it is real good. Yeah, getting back into it, I suppose. With schools footy especially, we're a real tight team, so it's sort of just good to come and play with each other after spending every day at school with each other and being able to sort of mess around and have fun on the trips up there and then play footy and then head home with a bit of music going. It's good fun that way, so yeah.
Have you played many final series before? Do you have any superstitions going into finals?
Yeah, I played a couple. Won a grand final in 2014, I reckon, in the 14s. But yeah, lost a couple of grannies since then, and yeah, but no superstitions really. Sort of just try and keep it simple. Just make sure I get my warm up right. It's probably one superstition. Probably my warm up is always the same. But yeah, no, nothing too crazy really.
Hey, Lloydie, you look like you're in the library there, mate, at school at Emmanuel College. Or a science room or something, mate. Fair bit going on behind you, buddy.
Yeah, no, there's parent-teacher interviews upstairs in the library, so I've been kicked down to the bottom, but no, shout out to Helen and Miss Sinnott in the library. No, they did a good job.
And any truth to the rumour that Reggie doesn't even know where the library is at Emmanuel College, mate? He doesn't get in there very often, the big fella.
Yeah, no, he gets all in homeroom though. We're in the same homeroom, so I'm sure I'll teach him where it is one day.
Hey, mate, we wish you all the best of luck this weekend. The under 18 halves, to be honest, it's been a really high-level competition, and same goes for the under 16 grand final a couple of weeks ago. Just some quality footy. So looking forward to this weekend as well, mate. We wish you all the best of luck against a side that's in pretty good nick. They had a good win, North Warrnambool against South Warrnambool last week, mate, so they're going to be a formidable combination to come up against.
Yeah, 100%. They're on fire the last couple of weeks against North and then against us on the weekend. So, no, we're up for the challenge if we get the job done there.
Beautifully done, mate. And we apologise once again for last week, buddy.
Nah, no worries at all. Good to be here. Thank you.
Good stuff. Jamie Lloyd there from the Koroit Saints, mate, and he's tasted senior footy this year, Reg, and very, very talented young kid, and he's going to be a pivotal player come Saturday in the prelim final.
Yeah, he definitely will. Shows him a lot of leadership and has a really big work rate, so that'll help Koroit a lot. Who's
going to win, Reg?
Koroit, I'm tipping, I reckon.
You reckon the Saints get the job done?
Yeah.
Where will they win the game, mate? Where's the difference going to be for the Saints?
Just depth, I think. They've just got a really deep 21 players, so I reckon that's what's going to get them through. Beautiful.
Now, Rubes, what about in the netball? Very close last time these two sides met. There's not much between them. Can Camperdown cause a bit of a boil over and beat Cobden?
I definitely could. 2 weeks ago, in the final, it was just so up and down. Camperdown would get up, then Cobden would come back. So I think it's going to be a fair fight, and yeah, will be a great game to watch.
Come on, who are you tipping, mate?
I'm going to back Cobden in.
Your old side, a couple of old teammates down there, Rube, so that is for sure. Hey, listen, preliminary final this weekend, of course, over at the Gardens Oval, Port Fairy. It's going to be a wonderful day. Winners go into the grand final. Losers, unfortunately, it is going to be the end of their season for 2022. But get over and support your teams because it has been a magnificent final series so far. Great crowds last weekend at Cobden, of course, on Sunday, and the friendlies on Saturday. And the first week was sensational as well. So only got a couple of weeks to go. It's wonderful to see finals back, and I must thank our sponsors, of course, McDonald's, Powercor, Sungold Milk, and also Southwest TAFE for their support. Rubes, Reggie, the double R's, we'll see you next week.